So as we've seen from this project, the VCW, even though it was a 3-month project with a very small subsidiary of a company, the value creation wheel tools have helped us cut through the complexity that is faced by the company, not only the technological complexity of the industry, but also the organizational complexity of the structure of the company. And it has allowed them to not only act, but to create value and to move forward and present solutions to the problems. And the VCW does this by approaching Darwinist principles, meaning that it allows for experimentation, for creativity, for things to fail, for things to go through, because it's a circular process that has different stages. It allows problems can go to the end of the process and not be approached. So the problems can be prototyped, and the company can simply choose to no-go. And that limits the downside of ideas while promoting the upside of the potential ideas. Furthermore, we found that it addresses a lot of psychological issues that are faced by organizations and individuals. The main one here is a fear of judgment and criticism when it comes to coming up with ideas in a company. So because the brainstorming usually is anonymous, or because we separate the reasons why the ideas will not work from the ideas themselves, it allows people that with no judgment, with whether they're no good ideas or bad ideas, to speak up and to write down all their thoughts and to write down all their potential value-creating ideas without being bogged down by the fear of criticism and judgment, which obviously limits innovation in organizations. Furthermore, it addresses a hierarchical issue, right? Because in companies, usually employees are in the presence of superiors, and either they do not want to be judged by superiors, or they think that superiors have their final word, so that their ideas in the end up being more valuable than the ideas of people that are lower up in the hierarchy. Now, because ideas are not attached to their source, we can do things like bank of ideas or anonymous brainstorming, putting different ideas into a box, for example. As they are not attached to their source, it does not matter where the idea comes from. We separate this problem. So it doesn't matter if the idea came from the CEO or if it came from the secretary. They're equally valuable, and they will be judged by the filters that are going to be passed through ultimately. So because traditional frameworks lack structure, or too rigid, or biased towards a specific perspective in the market, the VCW does not limit itself to simply having a list of things to tick off. It actually gives a path to move along and to create value even in a very short time frame, such as the MasterCard project of merely 3 months. And at MasterCard, these tools ended up making them take action in a moment where they most needed it. When this legislation came in, it had the potential to completely eliminate them from the market, and they had to make a decision at that very moment. And so this was the best time for the VCW to come in, as they narrowed their framework, their time frame, and it gave them specific stages that the company had to move from one point to the next in order to arrive at a final solution that they would act upon or not. Thank you very much for your attention.